happen is going to happen probably like the next 30 minutes. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to be in a loss so much from theta burn. You know what I'm talking about? You know, that you're not going to make no money one way or another.
No.
So that's just the way it is. Because I tell people really, here's the way I looked at it. Okay, this is just me, but I tell people, I said, to me, once you really kind of get past 7 days in the options market, to me, you're really kind of buying at price. Data don't
Yeah.
really sort of become a thing anymore. To me, you know what I mean? Because you're pacing things so far out that you know what I'm saying. I mean, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
mean, so most
yeah.
time all I was trying to do is get maybe like a 1-1 return. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, sometimes I wouldn't even get that. But I wouldn't like it was something where it was just something I was doing passively because I was working a job too.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just didn't want stress. I didn't want stuff I had to, you know, that was just, anyway.
Yeah. If you're gonna go, like you said, if you're gonna go less than 7 days, you're just doing like you better be just doing like day trades and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah, because or everything I've done in the past, to me, that's what I experienced. Because I tell people, I said, to me, once you really start going out past 7 days, your theta burn drops to nothing. You know, so it doesn't make a difference to me then. So to me, it's really, I told people, to me, it's really sort of like buying the stock. That's kind of the
yeah.
way I looked at it. It's just you're buying at a fraction of the price.
Yeah, you just
So,
got a bit more leverage, and then you got more
right.
risk to the time risk though.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
thing.
yes, that's true too.
So
But I mean, like I said, I just told people, I said, a lot of the reason I did that too is because I just didn't want to take a chance on getting assigned. You know what I mean? So, because I damn sure didn't want, you know, I didn't want to carry paper. Shit. You
right.
know, some people might want to do that, but I don't. And there were some people that would buy stuff, you know, because I knew one guy that did that with, was it Apple? Can't remember if it was Apple he had or something else. He had something, and he had a good bit of it. You know what I mean? You know, and it might have been AMD. It was some tech stock. I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah.
Uh, but he would be bad about selling. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't care about doing that. I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, he would sell paper and stuff, and I was just like, because he was like, "Oh yeah, man, you should do this," and
Yeah.
you know. But even then, he wasn't making a killing. He was only making. I mean, you know, he might make maybe, I don't know, 1,800, 2 grand a month or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know, just anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he knew, and also here's the thing: I had several different things that I would do. You know what I'm talking about? You know, so I had a lot of different stocks that I was tracking where a lot of times to me, someone like him or 270, they would only be working on like one or two or three. Like I can't remember what that stock was. I want to say it was AMD. Or it may have been Apple, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But he knew that share like it was back and forth. Okay. I mean, he knew exactly what was going to make it go up. He knew exactly what was going to make it go down. He did not want to lose his shares. So he knew like how far it could go, you know what I mean, without taking a chance on, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just and I was just like, no, you know what I mean. But he was making enough off of it that I think he was paying his house note every month or something silly, you know. So he was happy. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever,
That works.
you know. I was like, yeah, you know, good for you. You know, I was
I
like,
don't.
and that's what I tell people is the good thing about this. I was like, if that's what you want to do, great. That's, I mean, to me, it offers you so many different options that,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I like when you was asked about Forex, I tell people, I says, you know what, it's not that I just don't want to take time to learn something new. Okay. I was like, no, I don't, that's why I don't want to do, that's like Bitcoin. I told people, I says, you know what, to me, Bitcoin is nothing more than the OTC. It's just a new version of it. You know,
Yeah.
I said, so I mean, everybody and their brother's trying to make some damn shit coin. No, I just like I don't want to gamble no more. Okay, I've done that
No.
enough in my past. You know, so what was it? I no, I would rather just stay with stocks and options and honestly, I probably just stay in futures if you
Yeah.
wanted to for now because that's really sort of where I come from anyway. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I do have like a soft spot for options. I don't know why. They just I always like them, and I'll get back into the market. I got this little strategy. It's not even a strategy. It's if and it works out really well too. And an overnight. The one good thing about options is you can take trades overnight. I'm talking just like 1 or 2 day trades, or you know what I mean, as
Hmm.
opposed to shares because you're protected from big gaps because your risk is already defined. Like if you buy like, just single leg
Right, right,
options.
right. Yeah.
So I use them for like an overnight trade, and what it is, it's simple as hell. You're gonna laugh, but you're gonna go to a chart and look at it, and you're gonna go shit, that works. If the and it's usually just on the ETFs, so SPY, Nasdaq, basically that those two, maybe the Dow or whatever. But if the afternoon range is much greater than the morning range, it is likely to gap in the. It's likely the next day to gap back, like to pull back. So if it chopped all morning and the afternoon range was really long and it closed up around highs, it is likely to gap down because that
Yeah.
afternoon range
Yeah.
gets big. Same thing on the
Because
way
to
down.
me, to me, most time it's going to close within like a certain percentage of open. I mean, I tell people you can
Yeah.
almost take open a lot of times and draw a freaking line straight across your chart. You know what I mean? And most time it's going to work its way back pretty close to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not always, not always, but I tell you, you would be surprised how many times it will close, say, like within 20 or 30% of that price.
Yeah.
But
It
anyway,
does, but yeah. So I take that sometimes, and I'll usually get in like 30 minutes before close or 20 minutes before close, and it'll just be like a 2 day option or something like that. The next day I'll wait maybe 15, 20 minutes like into the market open.
hmm
It'll usually continue up, like pulling back from whatever the move was, and then take her there. It's usually like whatever, get like 40% or
yeah.
60% on them.
No, I have done it before. You know what I mean? Just to show somebody. Now, I normally never would do a zero DTE. Normally, what I do is like a 2 or 3 day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just do that to show somebody, and I make like a quick, 500 or sometimes even up to like $1,000. Not often, but I've done it before. Just kind of show somebody it can be done, you know. But me personally, I did not care to do that because to me, you need to sort of sit around and watch. And even then, some of the stuff people would do, like I would only do SPY. Back then, the only thing I did with SPY was because overall, to me, it moved a little bit slower, and Q was could be very wild.
Oh yeah.
What was it? So I did not mess too much with when I NQ the QQQ, excuse me.
Same
But
thing.
like I just mostly would do SPY because overall, I told people I knew it had enough. Was it action I could get in and out easily? You know what I'm talking about? So really that was all I did overall. I mean, now I would watch the QQQ and I would watch RTY and I would watch the Dow, because I told people to me that was sort of the heartbeat of the market. You know what I'm
For
talking
sure.
about?
Yeah.
Now I never messed with SPX. You know what I mean? A lot of people would do SPX, but I never would mess with that. I tell people you better have a pretty damn big bankroll if you're gonna mess with SPX.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Uh,
SPX also has more like ticks too in between,
yeah.
so it's kind of yeah, it's a little bit different game, but yeah, just like what 10 times bigger, so
So
or more.
yeah,
That's
dude. So back when I was doing it, you know what I mean. That's all I would do, and it wasn't like I was making it. Let me put it this way: it would add up, but most time I was only making say $500 a week or $1,000 a week. It wasn't like I
yeah,
was just shooting for major money. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, to me, it was just something I do sort of as a little hot side hustle. On top of what I was making at my job. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah. They're fun, but yeah, I think futures are pretty good though. They're good for. I like how you can build structured strategies around them, and they're just the data and the order flow that you get from them is really good, as opposed to stocks,
hmm
which you can get order flow from, but then the issue is like the options side. It's how much the options affect price movement. like even something like open interest.
Mm-hmm.
People that want to trade stocks sometimes will just trade the option side, and you're not going to get that in the order flow data for the stock, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's yeah, makes it a little different. I know obviously futures they follow the stock, but you just get such good order flow data with it.
No, dude, what little bit I seen from looking at the system you use seems to me like all it is, or from what I can tell anyway. Now, mind you, I've not looked at it like in detail, but it seems to me like it's just sort of a sort of standard deviation system where all it's doing is looking for a return back to the mean, and you're buying and sort of taking that return back to the mean. I guess that's the best way I know to put it.
Yeah, I mean more or less.
It's just he's doing it a different way. I'm,
Yeah,
I mean,
and the trade doesn't
or
end at the mean. It's
or
just a pullback, right?
right. Well, I mean, to me, or he's doing it in a way that, well, a way that, like I say it, to me, he's doing it in a way that simplifies it where your everyday guy can learn the system easily. Where to me, that's what I like to think of mine. But yes, mine does still have to where you have to watch it. And I tell people you have to kind of learn. Every system has sort of a little bit of finesse to it. You know what I mean?
They all
Just
do.
you know what I mean, right? I mean, so I tell people I says that it's anyway. So
Yeah, I got your system up now, waiting for the market to open.
oh yeah, I guess it opens here pretty soon for y'all,
Yeah, another hour. We'll see how many false signals it gives. No, I'm kidding. But coffee, I already painted. I
huh?
already painted.
Hey, Dave, you be shy. Hey, look, I've had times where I've told people about it, and they'll hear zigzag, and they'll just automatically, oh no, you can stop. You can stop. There's no reason for us to keep talking. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. I haven't got a
People
point
are
where I
so
don't
ignorant,
argue with
eh?
that. It's like, okay, whatever. Okay, all right,
Mm.
Dan. You know, there's like, no, I'm not going to do anything over something repaints. You know, it's all right, no problem. Okay, wish you well. Yeah, it's like, I didn't know you had anything that could give you that kind of signal, where you would never have to worry about anything, that 100% plan you got. Yeah, but I was like,
Oh no. I gotta show you a post. It's on day trading on the Reddit. This guy, he's like, oh look, what's the name of this indicator? It has 100% win rate. Look at it said it's got tags like you got, but it say short, and then the price goes down, and then it says long, and then it goes up. He's like, what's the name of this indicator? I gotta get it. Look, he's like, I put it in replay, and it I don't know why he doesn't know the name, but he said he put it in replay, and it's got 100% win rate.
yeah, but dude, I've told people a lot of times what you will get in replay is not the same thing. It's not the same results you'll get in a live market. That's why I don't always like replay. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
that one reason. And,
yeah.
and it's not that I didn't do it. I did, but you have to realize the only thing I ever knew was Thinkorswim. See what I'm saying? Well, here's the problem. Now you got so many different systems, and they all do it a little bit different. See what I mean? So it makes it kind of unpredictable to me, and that's why I personally do not care for it. I tell people I would much rather, like, say I got a system I want to try in Ninja. I would much rather just hook it to a sim account. You know what I mean? Put it on and just try it with a sim account for like 1, 2, 3 months, or a bot or whatever. You know what I mean? And just let it run and just I don't know if you're talking or not because there's a green circle or anything, but your mic's off. But anyway,
Is it
uh,
better? Can you hear me?
no, I was talking to Holy. I was
Oh,
talking to
my
Holy.
bad.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, he's muted.
Well, yeah, but he's got that green circle around his thing. That's like, ain't don't that show you're talking?
Well, I don't know. If he's talking, we ain't hearing.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Just anyway.
He didn't want to
Uh,
talk because his English isn't good, so whatever.
eh.
Oh well.
Hey, I'm Southern. My English ain't good either, but hey,
It's
just anyway.
interesting.
Well,
Oh, here's. Oh no, that's not. I think it's in day trading. I'm banned from the day trading Reddit sub subreddit.
oh, dude, look.
I'm
I think it
banned.
was maybe the futures one or whatever. They turn around, they sit there, and I remember one day I got on there and looked, and they was like, "Oh, we got too many people trying to, shuck their systems and this and that and the other, and blah 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 blah. And if we see somebody trying to shuck their system, we're gonna." Well, I turned around, and put a reply on there. I was like, I put a message up saying I was giving mine away for free, and y'all took it down. I said I didn't know free cost too much. I was like, how does free cost so much that's against the rules? They never did answer me back. Nobody answered back. I thought it was funny though.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like, I offered mine free and y'all took that down. You know what I mean? I was like, I wasn't trying to charge nobody nothing.
Yeah, some of these mods are ridiculous. I put, what I did a year ago? It was about a year ago. I did it for fun, but it got me banned. So I took up, okay, so GameStop, right?
Uh huh.
And it was starting to wedge. Okay, it looked like it was ready to break. So I put up an analysis about how this thing's wedging and it's gonna go to the moon. Okay. And I was like, this is blah blah blah, and like earnings is coming in March and all this stuff. And I posted it, and then they friggin' banned me for it.
Excuse me.
So yeah, because I posted something about GameStop, so now I can't post there. And then I messaged them. I said, look, I actually know a couple things, and I like to help people, and they just like blocked me. Yeah, it was funny. Where's this other post? This person, but like this person thinks that this strategy is actually 100%, which is sad. I type in 100% in the trading. 100% winning strategy. Is this even possible? Well, no, it's not possible. I've built I've been into strategy building and algo trading, and I've built something which seems to show 100% win days in the past 2 years of backtesting. Yeah, right.
I don't know if it'll even show you this because I think they took it down. But look at that one because I actually answered that one. It sent that guy a message or reply back and answered it. And what was it? Wonder if it pulled it up on my system, my side. But now problem is I can't get the guy to leave me alone. I've done blocked him
Really?
because
Why?
oh dude, uh, because he keeps oh man, get with me and talk to me. You know what I mean, blah blah blah, and all kind of stuff. You talk about just read my reply. You'll see why.
Okay.
Trust me. There's a guy on there named Hub City. That's me. Because he basically says, it's like manual trader. What's stopping you from automating?
Yeah.
So I answered him. I said, okay, hold on. Let me tell you why. Anyway,
Let me have a look here because I just pulled it up on my phone instead of the computer.
yeah, scroll down. Trust me, I'm sitting right there
In with
because he's not taking into account what all goes into it. Trust me, and I've been there. I know.
who's Axiom? Yeah, that's
That's the dude.
yeah.
I don't know who he is, but that's the one I was talking about. He keeps on. That's what I was saying. I finally just blocked him because I was like, shit, he wouldn't leave me alone.
What's your tag there?
Hub City, Hub
How,
City 1.
how come it's not Coffee Killer?
Because you got to remember way back whenever I made this account umpteen years ago, you know what I mean? I just used that name because that was actually a name I was using in several different. Because where I live at is right side, or I live not very far away from Hasbro, Mississippi, and that's called the Hub City of the South because all the rails come through there at one time,
Oh yeah.
umpteen years ago. So I just use that, and Reddit won't let you change your, where at least last time I checked, they would not let you change your username. You know
No,
what I
I
mean?
think
So
yeah, they're weird like that.
yeah, that this is the only place where it's different. Everywhere else, I pretty much got the same name. On TradingView, hell, I think even on Steam, it's Coffee Killer. I mean, that's freaking everywhere else other than here. So yeah, he read that. He was like, "Oh, hold on, this guy knows what he's talking about." I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Dude," I said, "You don't
Yeah.
have a clue what in the world you're talking about." I
I
says,
just I just
"If you
found it.
knew what all, you know, because people don't understand, it's not as
No.
simple as that. You have to look at time management. You have to, you literally are coding the computer to tell it to do everything you take totally for granted in trading. You know what I mean? All you're looking at is the logic and making, of the indicator, wherever it is you use, and you're making a decision off that logic. You have to try to show the computer how to account for all that decision too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It's
So
not.
you have to, right. I tell people you have to try to account for time logic. You have to account for, okay, how am I putting in the trade? You have to account. I said, and there's so many ways things can go wrong.
Yeah.
It
I
just,
I think it's really hard to take a manual strategy, even the one I'm doing with how structured it is and with all the indicators. You know, they're all readable by the code and whatever. You still can't automate it because there's certain things that you just see when the trade's setting up and you know that it's good or it's bad or whatever. So I think it's really hard to automate a manual strategy. Now, if you're to create a strategy with the intentions of it to be automated, I think that's going to be a lot easier because there'll be certain factors in that strategy that aren't going to be up to your discretion, aren't going to be the trader's discretion, right? So, but I think with that, then you'll lose profit, right? It's going to take a lot more losses and it's going to be less profitable because there's no trader discretion aspect.
I've, I've done got to the point where I don't post on Reddit very much anymore for the simple reason being is just some of the stupid comments I've got back. I'm just like, dude, really? Really? You know, I remember one guy was sitting there talking about something, and and for some odd reason, another a guy was like, "Well, yeah, but what was it?" He was talking about something about trade view, and and I was like, "Dude," I says, "Yeah, but if I know how to trade, and I go on the Discord and I click Do Not Disturb, you'll mean do not, and they can override that." And I said, I get tired of getting at everyone every single morning going, "Hey, guess what? TradeView TV is finna go on. Get ready to watch your favorite coach." Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I don't care about the coach. Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, just I told him, I said, that server I could mute it and everything. It don't matter. It the mods are either the server owner. If they want to override that, they can still override it. Anyway, but
yeah. Oh well. So what was that guy bugging you about though? He was like trying to convince
the
you to
one that
buy
was
on Reddit.
I'm sure he was trying to see if he could try to get me to write some type of code.
Oh, is that what it
That's what
was?
I'm guessing anyway. I don't know. We didn't get into it very long. What I mean? It's just I turned around and said, "Okay, yeah, we'll talk." And he goes, well, I was like, "Man, I'd really rather not get into that." And then he messaged me back. I was like, "Yeah, Dave, but I don't really want to get into all that." You know what I'm talking about? finally I said, forget it, forget it.
I don't know.
Dude,
I don't
that's
know why.
like people right here on Discord. I blocked people here on Discord before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if somebody is, you know, I'll just shut up.
But
Well, I've seen people. But here's the thing: you have some people, and mind you, they have. There's a certain point where you might need to tell someone, "Hey, partner, maybe you need to put this down. Okay, maybe you don't need to trade." I've seen people in these discords that's lost 40, 50,
oh
60,
my
70, 80 grand or more. You know what I mean? You know, because they can't get the right mentality. They have too much of a gambler mentality, or they can't understand. You know what I mean? They can't, and just somebody will be sitting there, and I just told them, I was like, look, no, I'm not even working with that guy no more. You know what I mean? Because you know, and that's the same one I think I might have told you once before, where a guy was sitting there working with that same guy and just be like, sell it, sell it. He was sitting there hollering and screaming, begging him, sell it, sell it, sell it. And he was like, yeah, but I can make this, and blah, blah. Yeah, and I was laughing my butt off. I was like, I cannot believe this. You are experienced trader. You know what I mean? You know, and you're telling him who has no idea what he's doing to sell it. So you keep him in the money and he's doing something different, you
It's
know,
crazy.
just uh, so there's a, because now, mind you, because I'm usually the one of the opinion, and mind you, I have lost plenty of money in the past, plenty of money, you know, but usually I am one of the opinion that the market will finally beat you up enough that you are going to learn. But
Yeah.
some people, it's like they can't overcome that gambling or whatever mentality it is they have in their head. Anyway,
Yeah, and I don't know what
just
people's obsession with the automation is. Like, you know what I mean? Isn't trading good enough? Like, why do you got to make it like absolutely free money? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
what type of
I've tried it, mind you. You know what I'm talking
so have
about, you know,
I.
and
So have I.
I I have a buddy that's what he does. But he said the problem is you're not accounting for market sentiment, and because that's all he does, I take his word for it. Because so he has several different bots, several. I hadn't spoken with him in quite a while. Used to me and him was in Discord every day together. Um, but anyway, what was it? Uh, he said that he basically can usually set one up and get going, and it might make money for, let's say, 3 months or 6 months. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then it just quit. You know what I mean? Market sentiment changed and it won't work, and you have to switch to a different bot. You know what I mean? That works for whatever the market sentiment is. And then he also says you have want to run into problems where he said he even has to code in, you know what I mean, to make it look like a human is trading. Because he says, guess what? A prop ain't going, you know, they don't want you using a bot.
No,
You know,
no.
so he says, you know, you have to make it, because he said they can tell if it's a bot doing it. You know what I mean? Same things keep, and see, that's not stuff that I've even thought of, you know. But he's sitting there. I remember him telling me, he's like, I have to make it look like a person's doing it. So he said, you
Yeah.
can't, you know, so I think he has it where it's turning on and off at certain times and just all kinds of stupid
Yeah,
stuff.
because humans aren't up 24/7 either.
Right.
So,
Just,
hey, I gotta step away for a minute and go help my mother here.
oh yeah, dude, no problem. I'm finna jump off here anyway.
Yeah, okay. We'll see you in the morning probably if you're not here later.
Oh yeah, dude. Take care. Bye bye.
Take care.